I've been wrestling with this thing for like 10 months now,
Yeah.
and at the highest of level, like in the last 10 months, has anyone been able to like come close to some of the stuff that I've been doing? And like that's with me not fully knowing what's been going on, but like I've been in control of my entire of all of my bumps. Like I've been in control of everything. There's like I know what my body can do and I know what my body can't do.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome on in to the Takedown on SI on YouTube. I am Zack Heydorn. You guys know who that is. That is Will Ospreay ahead of Forbidden Door 2025 in London. Will, thanks so much for taking the time to join me today, man. I appreciate it.
Not a problem, sir. Glad to be here.
So I think the first thing that your fans want to know is how is your health? You tease that you may be headed into surgery. Can you give people an update on what's going on and what's wrong and what do they have to go in there and fix?
I mean, I don't really want to go into the specifics because I feel like when I do that, everybody freaks out and everyone thinks that I'm like gonna die. And I can assure you, I'm not. I would not. Like honestly, if you think my wife would let me go in a ring and there's like a high chance of me dying, look, there's a high chance of me dying anytime I get in a ring. But like in this instance, like yeah, I am compromised, but I have a huge medical team around me and guys that work with AEW. They would not allow me to go into the ring unless if it was like 100%. This is like not 100%, but like flipping, if there was like a huge percentage of a risk of me getting hurt. Look, I've got a few herniated discs in my spinal cord, and it's like not in my spinal cord. It's like pushing against my spinal cord, which is affecting a couple of my nerves. But I can do stuff, and I can be able to perform one last time before I need to go get it all corrected.
So how close were you to missing Forbidden Door? I mean, was it at a point where you thought maybe you wouldn't make it, or was Forbidden Door kind of always in your purview of I'm doing this?
I mean, I got told after All In that like we're gonna need to rest me and take some time off to see how this is gonna go and get me some treatment just to see if we can do it. And then the MRIs came back and got told like this is worse than what we thought it was gonna be, but we need to be able to like it's manageable, it's absolutely fine. The surgeon even told me like that it's not going to get any worse. It needs to be corrected. And that's the thing with a lot of this is like I've been wrestling with this thing for like 10 months now,
Yeah.
and at the highest of level, like in the last 10 months, has anyone been able to like come close to some of the stuff that I've been doing? And like that's with me not fully knowing what's been going on, but like I've been in control of my entire of all of my bumps. Like I've been in control of everything. There's like I know what my body can do and I know what my body can't do, and like and so do my doctors and so does everyone else, and we're all completely comfortable with me entering this match.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, I'm glad that it's manageable. I mean, that's always good, and also glad you get to wrestle this match and on this show right in your backyard. What does it feel like to be at the head of AEW as it comes rolling in to, your hometown, essentially?
Like bunch of mixed feelings going on, man. Like a lot of anxiousness and a lot of like anxiety, but in the same sense, just like I have always loved performing in my home, and like I get blown away every time where like I was before I came to AEW, I was here so on the regularly. Like I would finish a New Japan tour and I would just come and do the local indie or whatever and
Hmm.
do as much wrestling as physically possible, just because I love wrestling in front of my hometown. Um, and I feel like that separation from me and my country, just because I'm over in AEW so much, I don't get to visit anymore. I don't even get to pop in and do any type of matches. I feel like that's grown fonder, and every time we come over here and the music hits, I'm blown away. The audience are like standing up and like applauding, and it is just kind of it's such a blessing to know that I have that support, and I'm so grateful for it. And Sunday is going to be crazy to me just because I think this is the first UK pay-per-view we've done where the roof is on. So
Hmm.
like it's a dome shaped building. It's the Millennium Dome, the O2 Arena.
Yeah.
And I feel like the sound in there is going to be so compact that it's just going to reverberate. So like I'd love to know if it was possible to break the world record for the loudest crowd roar. Like Ospreay joined the elevated thing. I think it's like 159 decibels. And I was just kind of like, I don't know what that is, but like if we could find a way of like getting a microphone and just recording it as it happens, I'd really love to know if that actually, if that like does break it.
There you go, AEW fans going to Forbidden Door. Scream loudly when you have the chance.
My world record might, maybe.
That's it. That's it.
There's
So
17,000 people in there, man. Like over.
yeah. Well, and so like talk about that a little bit because you're not just you, but you are certainly a key factor as being one of the top stars in the company, driving ticket sales and business and ratings and just the good run that the company's been on right now. Talk about the momentum. What's it feeling like in the locker room these days? How are people and your peers and others in AEW kind of working with this kind of wave behind them?
Mate, everybody's getting along just fine, and I feel like we've been putting out some of the best stories and the best TV. Like, I mean, I feel like all of our shows have been like week by week, especially this year, have been like super strong. I think a lot of it has just been like in terms of like consistency, they've been like the best week by week wrestling in the last 5 odd years, maybe. Like, I feel like that it's been so lovely to see. Don't quote me on the 5 odd years because I barely pay attention.
I got you.
Um, but I I've loved coming into AEW. I've loved working with everybody. Everyone's enthusiasm to go out there to knock it out of the park. It just makes me want to match their energy and match their enthusiasm. So coming into the UK now is going to be like super fun because I think everyone, including like some of the New Japan guys that we got coming over, everyone's excited. I think that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to uh, ensure that I was there because when the poster went up for Forbidden Door, it was just my face. It was and 13,000 tickets sold just off of a poster on my face. Now, obviously, like the letters AEW are the draw here, but like the fact that like AEW and New Japan put their trust in that the majority of the tickets would go if my face was just there, and then the idea of like that wasn't like an answer that we didn't know if I could do it or not. So the fact that we found a way that I can perform under these circumstances is something that I'm like so grateful for, and I never want to let anyone down.
Is that you mentioned like feeling excited and pumped up to do the show, but also anxious? Is that where the anxiety comes from?
No, the anxiety really just comes from just like I know what lies ahead and I know what's going to be coming after this, and I just don't know what that looks like, and I just there's like people that have said like after this like there's things that you're gonna have to say no to, and there's things that you're gonna have to tone down in your style, and it's not computing in my head because like I feel like I'm in good shape right now. Like, my arms are popping, like my health is real good, but like there's just something going wrong in my neck, and I can feel it going down my fingers. So it's just something that we need to address before it gets any worse. And it doesn't compute very well in my head. And the idea of like afterwards, like not knowing if I can still be like I'm not ready to let go of a chapter in my life. And I think it's like I'm 32 now and I'm still wrestling like I was 24.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I have changed and I have adapted, but I think the change for me now is to find out like what I look like and how can I evolve on the other side. And then I had a friend at AEW tell me yesterday. I mean, and once again, like I will say this about the roster and backstage, everybody, and I really mean everybody, has been so supportive and so lovely. Like I've had great conversations with Dax Harwood. I've had amazing conversations with like Adam and Christian, and I've had like the medics have been great. Tony Khan himself has been phenomenal throughout all of this. Like I can't say enough wonderful things about this roster because they're really looking after me.
That's great. Great. I mean, that has to be. Hopefully that kind of tempers some of that anxiety that you feel, that you have that support bubble around you as you go into not just a big show, but like you said, kind of the
The
what
show,
if
right?
of
It's yeah, and it's like if there's even the smallest chance that I'm not going to be the exact same afterwards, I'm just going to go in there and just be Will Ospreay for one last night. Then
yeah. So you don't need to sit here and dwell on what's next or anything like that. But as a pro wrestler, as a somebody who's constantly, I think, especially for you, I mean, you're so great working on the microphone. You've got this genuine, authentic character that connects with the audience. Obviously, we know what you can do in the ring. I mean, so if you have to change the style a little bit, like what do you lean into outside of that? Do you try to be more of a character based guy, or I mean, have you thought at all about how your act may look different?
no, I haven't thought about it at all, to be honest with you. And I think a lot of that just comes from like I don't really want to think about it right now.
Yeah.
Because this is the first time I've had any type of anyone cutting into me or like so. I think that's what like intimidates me. I don't know what it looks like on the other side, so
Mhm.
all I can do is just like have whatever happens, let it like, and let me process that. Let me find out what my new rhythm is, and like, I'll have access to rings over in the UK. I'll have access to the best physiotherapists, and just like, I feel like a lot, like years and years ago, like people would have heard what was going on with my neck, and it'd have been like, oh, that's your career done. But like, so many wrestlers like have come back from it, and they still have like long and healthy careers that go on for like 10 plus years. So for me, it's just about I don't know what my new me is going to look like. I'm going to try my best to be the same that I will be, but it just nothing is promised, and I think everything's got to be worked for and desired. And trust me, when it comes to this, like no one is more proud of the work that I've put down than me. I'm very proud, especially from where I come from and everything that I've done to get to this point and to learn and master this style. I see the people that I've influenced, and I see so many kids that are like emulating some of the stuff that I've done, and I'm so grateful and so humble that like so many people would look towards me and take inspiration. I do want to come back, and I do want to be like just as good as I am now.
Very good. This pay-per-view, Forbidden Door, which you guys can all get on Amazon Prime this weekend, Sunday. Um, you have a long history with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I mean, just not just incredible matches, of course, those, but also big moments, big business, main events. What does it mean to you to kind of? I know you're wrestling a match that's like more in the AEW kind of world, but
Well,
your Hiroshi Tanahashi's in there, Okada's come over and joined the roster. You're going to be back in the fold with New Japan in some sense. I mean, what does it feel like to kind of to hook back up again with them?
I mean, I've told all the boys. I told Tanner as well. Like, I miss coming to New Japan. Like, it's a different world, and it's just I love the atmosphere. I love the tours. Like I said to I said to my missus actually. I said some of my favorite times in life were when I was in Japan and we was in some like country town like Morioka, and there's like
Mhm.
nothing to do there. And like me and my buddy Hanare, and like he's healing up as well, part of the United Empire. Love him. Miss him so much. We would be downstairs, our phones wouldn't be working, we're starving, we want to go find something to do, and we'd just be like, right, flip it, we're just going to walk in this direction and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And, but like having that connection with the audience, like I miss it every single day. Like I wanted to try and come over for Tanahashi's last match in the Tokyo Dome as well, because Tanah's done so much for my career. It's unreal. Like he's always been super giving to me. Like I remember when it was in 2019, he used to like way back in like when New Japan was like on the verge of like bankruptcy like 20 years ago. He used to have a shirt on the back, and on the back it would say "Attack for the Next Generation," and I like that. I don't know why, but those words all put together that like really meant something to me back in 2019. So I asked him, would he mind if I took that branding on now? And he was so happy for me to do that. And
Awesome.
I've kept that mentality everywhere I've gone. It is about attacking for the next generation, because if we don't, then like this next generation is just going to be a bunch of robots. Like,
how does the New Japan run that you had, impact your style and your kind of your AEW Will Ospreay character now? Because when you started, you were, a junior heavyweight, best of super juniors to the G1, Tokyo Dome. I mean, you've evolved and you did so much. I mean, what pieces of that do you bring with you? Even though AEW, like you said, is a bit of a different beast, a different world.
no, it's they're two separate entities, and I think that's the thing. I think I do feel like when I went to New Japan, for me it was about learning the trade of wrestling. Like if I was an electrician, like you would have an apprentice, you would learn how to wire a house, you'd learn how to wire a kitchen. I tried being an electrician, and I've blown up like three kitchens. I blew up three kitchens when I was an electrician. Like, so like a lot of the times it is trial and error, but like Japan is great because they're patient with you and they understand that you're not going to get it right away. And especially as a foreigner as well, like I didn't understand the mannerisms, I didn't understand the language, but they were so patient with me. And especially at that age where I didn't really know who I was, like for the first 3 years, I was like really struggling to find out like where do I actually fit. But like they knew that I fit in anyway. They just and they just nurtured me and they just guided me the best that they physically could. So then by the time I like learned everything about myself and like my stock in New Japan was the highest that it could physically get. Like could it have got higher? Maybe if I stuck around, but I knew what I wanted and I knew what I accomplished everything that I wanted to do in New Japan. I would like to have like left on good terms, and I did. I left on the best flipping terms. I can go back whenever I want to, and I wanted to bring what I had over in New Japan because that's what like AEW is kind of founded on. Like Kenny, Bucks, Cody, like it was that New Japan style. It was that sports presentation, and like they mixed it in with some great entertainment. I'm so happy I made the jump, and I'm thrilled that we still have this amazing relationship with the Forbidden Door, with New Japan doing Forbidden Door. Sorry, so I'm excited and I'm glad that like so many people who are like normal human beings, though not wrestling fans, like I say normies sometimes, where like who are coming to the show who are like they've never experienced any wrestling, like they've watched like other wrestling shows that are on TV and they've just gone like I don't get how people can watch this and like I'm with them, I'm one of the others, and then they watch what AEW does and it's just like it's like a flipping stunt show. It's just like yeah, it's action, man, like. So, like, there's so many people that I just know through normal life that are like coming down to watch this crazy spectacle that is going to be happening in the O2 this Sunday.
Well, you said it. AEW Forbidden Door 2025 in the O2. You can order the show, and you're not going to want to miss it on pay-per-view, Amazon Prime on Sunday. Will Ospreay, you were leading a team against Jon Moxley's team in a lights-out cage match. I think you gave fans the best selling point already in terms of you going in there and leaving it all on the table as Will Ospreay. But the chaos that we saw on AEW Dynamite this week, that had to be only a taste of what you have planned for this cage match coming up.
Listen, like, I don't know, right? Because here's the one thing about this show: none of us know what the cage looks like.
Okay.
Nobody knows. Like we don't know if it's going to be like the big double-sided one. We don't know if it's going to be the one in like that sits on the ring. I don't think it will be because there is no way physically you can get 10 people in a cage. So like I think it's got to be one on the outside perimeter. But like until I physically see the cage, I cannot tell you what my strategy is going into this other than just to try and stab Moxley, really.
I love that. There you go. That's the hard sell. That's the hard sell.
My mission is to stab Moxley.
I think there's a T-shirt there somewhere as well.
Look, there's a proper epidemic in the UK going on with Knife Prime right now, so I can't be advertising that. But like, if there's anyone that does deserve it, it's Moxley.
It's him. Thank you, Will Ospreay, for your time. Congratulations on being the lead on a wonderful Forbidden Door event, which you can get on pay-per-view, Amazon Prime this Sunday. Good luck, stay safe, and good luck for what happens next. We'll all be watching, and I'll be rooting for you.
God bless you, mate. Thank you so much for the support and love.